What's going on, y'all? This your boy Casey Field, King Set for Life Wrestling Takes. I'm back in the building, back to give you my honest review about tonight's NXT. Man, Triple H and Shawn Michaels put on a heck of a show. This was a great NXT. I ain't even finna front, man. Tonight was great. I'm loving everything that they did tonight. I'm like, bro, man, I take my hat off to, listen, LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, they won. Listen, I didn't think it was gonna work. I did not think it was gonna work. Them two, they are gold together. And I'm happy for the young lady that you see in this picture. She better walk out at Takeover 36 with that title. I'm not playing with you, man. I've been wanting to see this young lady win for a long time. Look, at first, when Dakota Kai first started, I was very iffy about it because I was calling her is she from Australia? Is she from London? I think she's from Australia. But I was calling her an Australian version of Bailey. Then she turned heel, and then she got hurt. She came back, and I was watching, and I'm watching, and I'm watching her in the ring, and I'm watching, and I say, yo, this young lady is getting better, and getting better, and getting better, I'm like, ooh, but then I'm like, okay, Triple H, you gonna pull the plug? Nope, don't pull the plug. I'm like, you gonna pull the plug? Don't pull the plug. I'm like, and then the more you keep not pulling the plug, it just makes me like, come on, Triple H. Then he goes and gives the title to her so-called friend right here. I say, oh my God. I was like, man, come on, Triple H. Why? But this picture right here makes me root for her like crazy. And I'm going to talk about this segment a little bit later, but I'm happy for this young lady. It's her time, y'all. It is her time. So we open the show. We got Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. They take on Peter Dunne and Oney Lurkin. This was a solid tag team match. Um, you know, these cats, they bring certain elements to the table. Timothy Thatcher, Tommaso Ciampa, they can have and Oney Lurkin. The three of them all have like a old school type of style of wrestling. All three of them. Pete Dunne, he brings in his bruiserweight version, and where his style just meshes together with all of them. And I was watching this match, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, okay, what are they wrestling for? Because that's, like I said, if there's any issue I have, it was the first match, because I'm like, they really just wrestling just to be wrestling until what happened towards the end of the match. Y'all remember that British dude, Ridge Holland? He came back, he showed up, came out the woodwork, he laid the both of them out right. And that's how Pete Dunne and Oney Lurkin ended up winning. After the match, the three of them jumped the two of them. So I'm like, now we got a reason to even care for the storyline. Now, I'm not gonna be honest with you. I'm not. I mean, I am gonna be honest with you. I still don't really care for the storyline, so I'm gonna have to see more of it because Ridge Holland just made his return, and I was trying to get on his bandwagon until he got hurt. So I was like, how does this man jail? Does he jail? Like what do they do? How does it work? And I'm like, okay, so they about to run away with this thing, right? So I'm saying to myself, like, all right, we're gonna see how this thing works. So they basically left them just looking goofy. Then we get to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe comes out, music goes off, sets up a table, sets the chair up, and he got one of them NXT contracts. So you know what that contract is. He calls out William Regal. He asks William Regal to come to the ring because he said he know Karrion Kross ain't finna. He's a coward. He's not gonna come to the ring because if he does, I'm gonna lay him out. But he asks William Regal to come to the ring. William Regal comes to the ring, and he tells him, he says, William, I respect everything about you, but I got a 3-step thing that I would love for you to participate in if you don't mind. First sheet, I appreciate the offer of being your enforcer and being a part of the management team, but I am reinstating myself. In other words, I'm quitting of being the enforcer. So that was step 1. So he relinquishes his position of being enforcer and being a part of the management team to William Regal. Step 2, he has a contract of reinstating himself into the NXT competitor roster. He is a part of the in-ring roster. And he asked William Regal if he wouldn't mind signing it. When William Regal signed it, the entire crowd went completely crazy. Everybody's like, Joe, no, they were saying Regal. You know, they was happy they was doing. And he said, William, I got another one. I told you it was the 3 steps. Now, it's pretty obvious. Karrion Kross should be fired. And you have every right to do that. But let's not do that. Here is step 3. I have a contract here that's set for me to face him at Takeover 36 for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. Can you please sign this? William Regal, he looked at him and said, are you sure you're doing the right thing? He said, I am. William Regal signed it. The deal is set. Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe will take place at, I'm about to say WrestleMania, at Takeover 36. So, Karrion Kross is basically fed to the main roster. You know, he's main roster now. You know, and it's unfortunate he doesn't have his wife with him. Like, she and him jail together. I told you I don't care nothing about all that tarot card reading. I don't care nothing about all that. But them two, they work together. She was his interest. He just, all he gotta do is look mean, like he finna eat you up, and then she do all that, whatever she be doing, being like a witch, because that's what she is. She's a Scarlet. You know, that's her real name. You know, Scarlet Bordeaux or whatever. But you know, that's that. So after that segment, we got let's see. Oh no, actually before that segment, we had Carmelo Hayes talking about him possibly winning the breakout tournament, and he's looking forward to wrestling Josh Briggs later on. So then right after that, we got the promo with Swerve and Hitrow, basically talking about everybody in the back. They talked about LegadelFatisma's group, Escobar. They talked about his group. Talked about they can't wait to get their hands on them, but we ain't worried about you right now. We getting ready to go against Imperium, because if we beat Imperium, we got an opportunity to face MSK for them tag team titles. See, Swerve's not gonna be the only one running around here and hit roll with gold. You feel me? That's what he said. So after that, we got Josh Briggs giving his little promo, talking about he can't wait to beat the brakes off of Carmelo Hayes. And I've never seen Josh Briggs wrestle before. I've seen Carmelo Hayes, and I'm like, Carmelo Hayes has promise. Now, let's get to what made the entire show great. LA Knight and Cameron Grimes, this time they at the golf course. LA Knight tells him, you're my lackey, you're my khaki. All you need to do is just get my golf balls. That's it. You know, now, but he betted him. He said, now, I bet you I can hit a hole in one. I'll bet you $5,000 I can do that. He said, you're on. You know how Cameron got. He doing all that goofy stuff. He just silly as heck. I'm like, he is running away with this. With babyface Cameron Grimes is a thumbs up for me. This boy silly. Look, he's a goof. And this is what you call comedy done right. And I take my hat off to Triple H and them for putting these two together. So he hits it, but he doesn't hit the hole in one. So he owes him $5,000. He said, I'm $5,000 richer to the moon. All that goofy stuff, right? So then he says, all right. He said, I bet you I can do it again. Well, he doesn't. He ends up missing. So that means now he owes him $10,000. So that was right when he had hit the ball into the water or whatever. So as soon as he go to get the ball, he told him to go get it. That's when Ted DiBiase Sr. drives up. He said, hey, kid, listen, you're better than that, man. He said, I know, man, but, he said, I'm just trying to be a man of my word. The man, I lost to him. He said, if I lost, I would be his butler. He said, I understand, son, I understand. But listen to me. You basically was trying to be an encourager, because y'all do know that even though his gimmick was a heel, y'all do know that Ted DiBiase is a preacher. He sounded like a preacher. He sounded like he was trying to encourage him, say, man, you're better than that. He was trying to say him, like in the scripture, it talks about calling you, saying that you are somebody. That's basically what he was saying. He said, no, you are somebody. He said, you're better than just being his lackey and his butler. And he said, yeah, you're right. So after he got his ball, that was the first segment. Now the second segment, that's when, let's see, hold up, make sure, hold up. Yeah, that was the second segment. The second segment was Ted DiBiase. The third segment, somehow, someway, the Grizzly Young Veterans came out the woodwork. Now, they betted the both of them that neither one of them could hit a hole in one. They said, if you hit a hole in one, we'll give you $10,000. But if not, you owe us $10,000. Well, LA Knight said, you're on. LA Knight tried it, then he missed like a mug. So now it's Cameron Grimes' turn. As Cameron Grimes, he pulls out a golden golf ball. Now, he got the thing, the putt to hit it, right? And as he winds back up, it connects with LA Knight's jewels, if you get my drift. I'm telling you, man, I was on the floor crying, laughing. I say, man, they are gold together. I ain't know this was gonna be this goofy. And then he takes the golf club and he whacks his head where his hat goes flying off, so he hurting. And I knew that Cameron Grimes was gonna hit a hole in one, so he hits the hole in one. So now he's owed $20,000 because LA Knight owed him $10,000, and the Grizzly Young Veterans, they owe him $20,000. So now he's like, all right, now it's time to pay up. And they said, no, we ain't paying you nothing. So now they're both of them chasing them down and everything, but they ride off. And LA Knight just a beaten man. But see, this storyline has purpose, it has meaning, because we know that the two of them will face each other at Takeover 36 for the $1 Million Man Championship. And it's gonna also be his freedom, because he's like, think about this. LA Knight thought by making him his butler, he was gonna make his life miserable. Well, the tides have turned. LA Knight's life has been miserable ever since he done made Cameron Grimes his butler. And it's like they segments is comedy gold. I'm loving it, man. Everything they doing, I say this is what comedy looks like in wrestling that's done right. And I got nothing but praise for Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and whoever else that has their hands all up on the storyline. Kudos to them. Cameron Grimes and LA Knight is gold. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. So then we get the matchup, Breeze versus Carmelo Hayes. Y'all, this was a outstanding match. The two of these guys, they gelled together. I was like, man, I thought that Breeze was gonna win until I seen the heel dude that won in the very first breakout star match, who was the heel. He was sitting over there with Wade Barrett in them. And he said, they were saying whoever win this match gonna get this dude, I think in about 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, in the semifinals. That right there told me, okay, Carmelo's gonna win this match. But I thought Breeze would win, but until I seen him. Y'all, Carmelo ended up getting the victory. And I look at standing ovation of the both of them. Young man, Josh Briggs is a good wrestler. He's very good. Hayes is good too. I got to take my hat off to the both of these young men. They did their thing, y'all. They did their thing. So after that, we got Frankie Monet, Robbie Stone, and Jesse talking about they finna get their hands on everybody. They getting their hands on everybody, and they gonna run through the tag team division. Then Casey and Carter came out the woodwork, talk about y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Talk about we got y'all right now. We see y'all out there in the ring and all this stuff. So I mean, they was like all bold with it. So I'm sitting up saying to myself, Frankie Monet got this on lock right. Boy, was I wrong. So after that, we got Raquel and Dakota Kai going to the ring. Now, the picture that you see, this is what I'm about to talk about. So Raquel's out there. She said, nobody in the back. I'm the most dominant NXT Women's Champion ever. She started name dropping everybody. She name dropped Charlotte. She name dropped Ember Moon. She name dropped Asuka. She name dropped. I mean, she went down the list. She name dropped everybody. You know, she even said Shayna Baszler. You know, and then she started speaking in her language and all this stuff, right? So then after that, she said, "Ain't nobody in the back can touch me. Nobody." I mean, now I'm sitting here saying to myself, Raquel, please. Most of the girls you name can out wrestle you like it ain't nothing. And so then she gave the mic to Dakota. Dakota started talking. She said, I'm so thankful to being the best friend to the most dominant woman in the NXT locker room. And I'm calling every woman in the back out right now. Who wants some of Raquel? Nobody. Nobody can touch Raquel. Nobody. That's exactly how she sounds. She said that. So then she said, so who's going to touch? Nobody. So then she raised her hand. She lifted her arms up. Raquel like a goose, go over there to the turnbuckles, get on the turnbuckles. Next thing you know, you see Dakota Kai flying out the woodwork and laying her out. And the audience went crazy. I said, it's about time. Dakota Kai should have been champion a long time ago. And I'm saying to myself, Triple H, you better do the right thing, man. She better go over at Takeover 36. It's not even a question. If Dakota Kai loses at Takeover 36, I'm going to be ticked off for real. Dakota Kai has no business losing this match whatsoever. She has no business losing this match. Dakota Kai is supposed to win this match all day, hands down, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and I can't wait. So then, backstage, my man's in the back. He called Dunn and crew walking out, and he wanted to get a word from me. All you hear is Rhea say, "What do you want? We here. I'm back. I'm back to dominate. I'm back to dominate the locker room. That's all you're gonna get." And then they walked out. So then you get Adam Cole cutting a promo, talk about why he's the most dominant dude in NXT history. Same old, same old. He talked about everybody. Talked about nobody's on this level. Kyle O'Reilly's not on this level. Bronson Reed, you think you're all in the bag of chips, but I'm about to show you tonight why I am Adam Cole, baby. All that crazy stuff, right? So then right after that, we got another lady storyline going on. Io Shirai, Zoe Starks. We know they are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. So I'm thinking the two of them is tight. Well, the storyline is Io Shirai really not feeling Zoe. Even though they're tag team partners, she really doesn't see her as a friend. So Zoe's like, girl, like I've been rolling with you all this time. You know, what is it that you don't like about me? Like I seem likable, right? Like what's going on? Io Shirai's like, you're my partner, but that's it. We're not friends, we're not nothing, you know, and that's it. And she said, look, hang with me tonight. We're gonna go. I got the spot. We're gonna go to the spot. So I don't even know what that means. To tell you the truth, I don't know. Does this mean that Io Shirai gonna turn on her and they're gonna end up losing the titles? I don't know. I can't call it. Makes no sense to me, but that's what Triple H and them is trying to tell us a story with. So we get Casey and Carter versus Frankie Monet and Jesse Kamaya. This match was real quick. Now, I was thinking since y'all promoting the mess out of Frankie Monet and them, I'm thinking they would win, right? Robbie cost his girls the match. Casey and them end up winning. That's it. And then she was ticked off after that. I really didn't understand that. I'm like, y'all supposed to be promoting Frankie and them. But Casey and them end up winning. I guess that's what Triple H and them wanted to do. Then we get backstage again. We got Mandy Rose talking to her two new female wrestlers that she's going to be managing. I'm like, so the camera's trying to get a little taste of what they was talking about. Mandy Rose is like, keep quiet, don't say nothing. So you really didn't hear nothing. So they just looked at the camera. Now, I don't know the girls' names, but I know the one with the red hair used to be Darby Allin's ex-wife. So I don't know what her name is now. I done seen her in a couple of matches. But Mandy Rose is supposed to be the manager of both of these two ladies. It's the tag team. So we're going to see how that works. But obviously we got absolutely nothing from that. Then we get a sit-down interview. We got Wade Barrett. He sits down with Malcolm Bivens, and Roger Strong from Diamond Mine. And he asked them, with the loss that you guys took, what is it that you want to get across with this Diamond Mine group? And Bivens, he opens up his mouth and he said, Roger Strong is a phenomenal wrestler. You know, people look at Roger Strong and they think he's a B-plus player, but he's not. Roger Strong is not a fourth guy. He's not a third guy. He's not even a second guy. Roger Strong is a top guy, and he's a top guy in NXT. Then Roger Strong said, that's why next week I'm going to show the world why I am a top guy and why Bobby Fish is underneath me. He's beneath me. Now, here's what I got to say about that. No disrespect to Roger Strong, but if Roger Strong was a top guy, he would have been NXT World Heavyweight Champion a long time ago. It's a reason why he was the third guy. Actually, he was the fourth guy added to NXT to Undisputed. They even thought Bobby Fish was the third better than he was. But he talked about I'm the top guy. No, you're not. Stop it. Now, like I told y'all about Malcolm Bivens. I think Malcolm Bivens is the good mouthpiece. We know Malcolm Bivens doesn't wrestle, but he's a good manager. That's his role. That's what he's been presented to do. This is Malcolm Bivens' third or fourth try with something. Everybody he's tried to do, they just nothing. They did absolutely nothing with. And I feel bad for the man. I'm like, man, could y'all do something? You know, I want to see this young man succeed. But it seems like every time he get with somebody, they just break it off. You know. So next week we getting Roger Strong versus Bobby Fish. Y'all pretty much see what's going on. Undisputed Era is basically facing Undisputed Era. We got Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, and now we got Roderick Strong versus Bobby Fish. You know, it's like they really don't know what to do with them. So that's what they're going with. So after that, we got a promo from William Regal, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, and they talked about it was the NXT UK World Heavyweight Championship that was supposed to take place out there in the UK, but it got postponed, and I believe that was because Walter had hurt his hand. Well, Walter has had this championship for about 2 years now, and no, they really haven't booked nobody to take that title off this man, and rightfully so. I mean, you just had to ask yourself, who's going to beat this guy? Now, this Dragunov guy that he's supposed to be facing, they basically showed him get manhandled. Now, I'm saying to myself, am I supposed to believe that Dragunov is going to beat him when they come over here to the States and take part in Takeover 36? Nope. Now, would I love for that man to pull the upset? Absolutely, because I'm going to be honest with you, man. Though I believe that Walter is a phenomenal and a great wrestler, I believe Walter is an outstanding in-ring performer. I'm getting tired of this fool with the title. I want to see this fool lose. And if Dragunov is the guy to do it, so be it. But I don't think he's going to win. I'm taking Walter to win at 36. But if Walter loses, I'm going to be one happy guy. I'll be very happy. Because Walter, listen, look at it. No disrespect to you, man. It's time for you to lose that championship. It really is. Now, is Dragunov the guy? Nope. But if he end up taking the title from him, so be it. You know. So we got Imperium versus Hitrow. The reason why I wanted to see this match, I've seen Adonis, aka Ashanti. I've seen him wrestle. He can do a little something. We know what you're gonna get from the Imperium. You know how them boys wrestle. I mean, look, they work with Walter. You know them boys is good. I wanted to see how my man Top Dollar worked. Top Dog, Top Dollar, whatever his name is. I want to see how he worked. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think he still need work. Do I think he better than Almost? You best believe it. Oh, he can wrestle circles about Almost, but I think my man still needs some work. But for what it was a very decent match. It's a very good match. You know, what you get with the Imperium, you know them boys, they're gonna make you work. They was beating the brakes off of Adonis the whole time, but Adonis tried his best to get Top Dollar, and now every time Top Dollar got up in there, they really couldn't do nothing with him because he was just a big body, throwing bodies around and laying people out and everything, right? So I said to myself, I guarantee you that Hitrow not gonna win the match. They're not. Guess what? LegadelFatisma came out there, interrupted the match, distracting folk, and it costed the match. So after that, they tried to beat the brakes off of them. They got a little bit. Isaiah wasn't going. Isaiah got some. He tried to hit him with it, and they ran away. And they looked. The look in Isaiah Swerve's face said, if Esteban comes anywhere near me, I'm going to lay that fool out. And I love that. I love the intensity that's I want to beat the brakes off this fool. This fool that messed us up. He messed up our chance of possibly being NXT champions. I'm gonna let this fool out. If he get close to me, I'm gonna beat the brakes off of him, and that's what I like. I like that, man. So kudos to them for that great segment. Now we move on to the Way family minus Austin Theory. They were sitting up there. They looked sad. They looked depressed because they felt like they lost one of their own, their flesh and blood. And they were sitting up there just babbling, talking about what we're gonna do to get Austin Theory back and all this stuff. Then the lady comes out the woodwork and say, package for the Way family. Indy Hartwell opens it up and they talk about, is it Austin Theory? Is it from Austin Theory? And then Andy Outright, she over there acting completely crazy. She's so excited. And it's a picture of the Way family with Dexter Loomis added to the picture. And Johnny and Candace say, no, wait, this is no, we're not going to have this. No, you got to tell that guy. You can't see him. Listen, they really got Johnny and Candace acting like parents. Indy Hartwell is their daughter. Their son walked off. Their daughter, she wants to date this guy, but they don't want him to date her. And they say you're going to have to cut it off, only on one condition. If Johnny beats Dexter Loomis next week, you can't talk to that man no more. But if Johnny loses, then all bets off. You can see him. So that's basically what the matchup is. So now Johnny versus Dexter Loomis means something. Because it seemed like every time they was going at it, it really didn't mean nothing. I think one time they went at it when Johnny had the North American Championship. But all these other times, it really didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean anything. Now this storyline means something. Now Dexter Loomis has something to fight for. He's fighting because he wants to date Indy Hartwell. You know, even though Candice LeRae and Johnny don't want it, but we know it's gonna happen. So kudos to them for a very good segment. So after all that, we got to the main event. We got Bronson Reed versus Adam Cole. Listen, I told y'all, man, listen, I like Adam Cole. I respect him in the ring. I'm not an Adam Cole fan, but listen, you can't hate. This is one of the best wrestlers in NXT history. Adam Cole is one of the best wrestlers in the game. People gonna call him a vanilla midget and all this crazy stuff. That boy, he can wrestle his tail off. That's why I believe Britt Baker is getting his onion. I mean, it got to rub off some kind of way. Him being with her got to rub off some kind of way. You know what I mean? Bronson Reed, I feel bad for this young man. This young man is a great wrestler. I feel like his time in NXT is not done. He's getting ready to get called up, and you already know what that means. You know his career is over too. Him, Karrion Kross, their careers are coming to a close. You know. But like I said, Adam Cole's ended up winning after the match. Mr. I want to be like Orange Cassidy, O'Reilly, Auto Parts, Kyle O'Reilly came out there and he beat the brakes off of Adam Cole, beat him with a chair, tore him up, and then he did that move, suplex or whatever it was, off of the doggone steel steps. I said, man, he tore that man up. So we know we're getting this. This is the final matchup. This is it. This is the final matchup that's taking place at NXT Takeover 36. This is it. So NXT Takeover 36 is looking like it's going to be a very good show, and it's taking place after SummerSlam. So SummerSlam is going first. Then they're going on August 22nd. That's a Sunday. Like I said, after that, NXT, I gotta give props. Triple H and them put on a great show tonight. This show was good. This is a very good show. I can't hate. Man. I used to come on here and I dog Triple H and them, man. They did their thing. Now, hopefully the ratings is good, man, because like I said, NXT, we still waiting on them to hit that million. They barely do 700,000. And tonight was worth 1,000,000 people tuning in. I'm like, first of all, let's be honest with you. NXT should have been doing million plus, close to 2 million because one, they connected to WWE. But I understand why fools ain't tuning in because they like, well, what's the point when they come up to the main roster? They gonna get dogged out. So people are like, I'm not gonna sit up and waste my time watching this show, you know. But tonight was a great show. Tonight was excellent. I got no complaints, none whatsoever. I said what I didn't like, but for the most part, I enjoyed everything that was on this show. So, hey, what y'all think, man? Hit the comment section up. Tell me what y'all feel about the show. And this is your boy Casey King, Self for Life. Holla at your boy.